Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure and you're watching the Transport Fever to Metropolis, and we're starting with the spreadsheet because we haven't really paid much attention to the spreadsheet so far this series, and I thought we might as well do now. Now here's the new line, which I've renamed the Coastal Typhoon for good reason. It only fills to about 50%, so there is a lot more money to be made from that line, and I think it needs maybe one more station to be able to maximise its income. But that's okay, we're in no rush. It does make a profit, and that's all solidly good. Obviously the power line prints money like there's no tomorrow. The enigmatic line does rather well, and then we've got some bus lines that aren't exactly underperforming, and that's simply splendid. If we look down the bottom end, 3 routes losing money. Well, I'll live with that. That's perfectly acceptable. The Fantasy clockwise commuter is probably losing money because of the rail lines that are running around that city as well now. But well, I can deal with that. I'd say, arguably, that this is probably the most successful suite of routes that I've ever had. Except, of course, that the way the map's set up is it's rather like shooting fish in a barrel. Multiple cities all over the place, and all you're doing is shipping passengers. How can you not make money? Well, I don't know. Today I'm going to spend a heck of a lot on bulldozing half a town, so I imagine that's a good way to kick off. Just in case you weren't paying attention for the last couple of episodes, the old Typhoon Coastal here stops at Alpha Complex, wings its way over the magnificent bridge, and ends up in Gallifrey at the moment. So 4 stations in three stations in total? 3 stations in total. Were I to then add the next stop in, which will be Eros, then you're looking at money, big money, decent money, solid wedge, and then to go one further and finish up, I don't know, Bumson, I reckon will probably be where we end up. Then it's going to be an absolute tornado of cash, constantly swirling in my direction. But we're not going there yet. No, I want to finish off the Disto Burbs here, and this might take 2 episodes. It might not take. We might not get through it today, because the fundamental plan here is out. Yeah, to about round about here. Yeah, then round. Whoa, maybe one here as well. Maybe could do. Might do one there, or maybe work here to a bit of Iorhorus outskirts kind of an area, and then round. And do we go into Gallifrey? Oh, good question, and I don't have the answer. And then round again, stopping down here somewhere, and then one more out in Night City before we work our way back to Alpha Complex. Yeah, there's nowhere to put any stations here, and I don't really want to do an elevated line, but I think that's what we're going to do. The only reason I don't really want to do an elevated line is not because elevated lines are bad. Far from it. They are groovy. But no, the reason I don't really want to do one is because I don't like any of my elevated stations. Now, I could go shopping for a nicer elevated station, but fundamentally, nah, just crack on. Okay, right, so here we go. We are cracking. Here we go. Now, around about here. For stop number 1, please. And because the comment's inevitable, why not just do an underground? Because I want to be able to see my trains. That's it. That's the answer. Underground doesn't let you see your trains, and therefore I don't want to do an underground. The end. That's it. Oh, but you could always go... No, you can't see your trains if you do an underground. So I'm not doing one. And plus the interior tunnels makes for some very poor scenery. Yeah, it really does. Okay, right, now, back on topic. What about here-ish? Okay, yeah, this is an industrial area. We've got a bus stop right there. There is no need to do anything like that. I think we'll probably be knocking out either this road or that road and then going in there. Now, this doesn't need to be that long. I think a 1 to 2 car option will be sufficient. I'm just pausing up because we're about to get underway. And therefore... a station around 120 metres will probably be more than enough. So here's an adjustable elevated station. And that's what you get. You kind of go, what's wrong with that? You're going to go, well, look, firstly, it's unsupported. I think this mod isn't quite working right. Yeah, I don't think that's working right. Let's go with this instead, because at least we know that works. Because you can't have unsupported track. That's just wrong. No, I mean, obviously I can go back and put the necessary bits and pieces in later to make it look supported. But even that, I haven't really got as many pillars as I'd like. Yeah, Vienna pillar via no, whatever. Just what's this? Okay, right. That's got support underneath, but that is not 120 meters. That's more like, yeah, that's a 300 plus meter station. That one, which we don't know. There you go. There's a 180. Really, is that all? No, I think if we're doing a 2-car, then an 80 meter will be sufficient. Oh, easily. And I actually quite like. I quite like the whole shebang here. Right. Now, given that these don't have... I know there are mods available that allow you to do a kind of a decreasing angle on your station as you go. Actually, where's this thing tendriling? Go and find me a clean bit of road. The tendrils are important, children, otherwise we can't get anyone actually onto the train. Nope, I'm not seeing any. Maybe I've not got a tendril building attached to it yet. Yeah, well, you would hope it would do something around there somewhere. It's not doing it though, is it? Let's try the other side just to be on the safe side here. Yeah, you see, look, there's a bit of broken. Oh, it's broken. Okay, all right. Well, you're off the menu as well then, pal. Let's try this for. See, it's also broken. It's also broken. There you go, and there's a tendril. Well, it works, but it's broken. Well, maybe you can fix it if you, nope. The supports are all knackered. This is not functioning. All right, well, what's your next scheme then? I don't think you can actually make a station fly. What have we got here? I think this is all one mod, and it is that one mod that's broken. What about wall? Yeah, nothing. Good. Well, that's just for railings. Is there a set the optional underground extra business caper up there somewhere? It's there. Track groups. One track group. Yeah, that's what we want. Then you can set all of this kind of behaviour. Yes, which is lovely. I love everything it's doing up the top. I'm not thrilled about what it's doing at the bottom. Right, okay, try one of those. Nothing. Try one of these. Nope. It's a broken mod, son. Just get over it. All right, try grab this, right, and then pump up the volume using that. No, all that does is build land underneath it. That's not going to suit our purposes in the slightest. That's comma and full stop, or the greater and less than symbols, if you want to know how to do that. Right. I guess I'm going to the mod workshop. I guess so. All right, after additional poking, it turns out that I'm the idiot, so that's all good. No, we're back on the same thing. The only thing is that this short, it doesn't add additional pillars. I hadn't set an under pillar effort behaviour, you see, and that's why it now looks odd. And I've just done something weird that is. Oh, I see. I did that. Okay, right, good. Yeah, 12 meters high will be absolutely sufficient for our purposes. Good. Right. Well, we're in progress then. The only thing I don't need is it to be multi-track. Now, I think this was a single track effort. Yes, it was. Absolutely ideal for my purposes. We'll go with Jolly Green Underlay, which, okay, on this version it's chosen not to bother doing any of that. Maybe because I did that first. Maybe now it will do it. No. Oh, just spare me. I mean, come on. It can't be that. It can't be this complicated. It's just you? No. This one? No. So I can have that, which frankly solves nobody's anything. Or I can do this, which is gargantuanly hideous. What about you? No, that's broken. Yeah, and this one? Broken. Yeah. That one? Definitely broken. That one's broken. This one is viable. Well, this one's also viaduct. You're done. You're sold. I'm taking it. I don't care if there are other choices available. That's the one I'm taking. No hanging around. No mess. No fuss. That's the one. I want that. Give me it. Thank you very much. don't wrap it, I'll ride it home. All of that kind of business. I just want a nice roof on it. What about that one? Whatever. You can come back and fix it later. You've dithered enough over this, so let's stroll on and get to the actual action, shall we? Right. Okay. And the good news is this is just going to slam in all over the place. Groovy. Right then, we're coming out this way. I'm going to go anti-clockwise to make this work, and we'll start out right about there. Okay. I know buildings will be removed, but I shouldn't be getting a bridge pillar collage. There should be plenty of room underneath that pillar to make the magic happen. There. What are you colliging with, pillar? I mean, if I introduce that to the bulldozer, then surely there can be no collage. Collage no. Okay, maybe we're not high enough. Go a little bit higher. Okay. No, you're still colliging. What if I do it over here? No collage. Well, there's nothing there. Yeah, I know, but I wanted to prove the point that it was being a pain in the bum, and it wasn't just me being a clumsy oaf. Just waffle it around a bit until you see somewhere where it doesn't collage, and then see if you can figure out what the heck is colliging with what. No. Plan B. Oh, Plan B. All right. What does the B stand for? Betcha. Okay. Does it? No. There. It'll fit in there. Right. Is that working? I'll be completely honest with you. At this point, I'm almost past caring whether it works or not. I'm all about, does it fit? Okay. Just make sure there's some tendrils, will you? Hang on. Well, there's a lot of broken there. No, there's an almighty amount of broken there. I mean, there's more broken than there is functioning. You've got floating everything going on here. Oh, what is so ruddy complicated is people making very clever mods, and then other people come along and they make stuff that interferes with their glorious constructions, and you end up with something that doesn't work. Yeah. The scenery's gone. Now, I can probably do a bit of a budget job at wanging in some scenery there, but I'll be completely honest with you, I don't want to do that, because I've got other things to do with my time, and secondly, it should just work. Maybe there's an option further down to make it work. Well, all right, I'll go look, but, I'm not holding out masses about that's where you want it, and there are tendrils. Building, street position, vertical. Oh, okay, oh, yes. That's cute. Yeah, I'll take that. Tram tracks, no. What about little building outside? No, I can't have that, Gov. No, that's verboten. I don't want it to be verboten. I want it to be very much boten. Well, tough. Right, stuff it. Look, you've got tendrils, you've got a bit of road, you've got a station that works. Let's go function over form initially and just make it happen. All right, and apparently that's where we're going to live with it. And now the game's having a moment to think about its life and everything that it's done, and it's crashed to the desktop. Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure. Welcome back to the old Transport Fever 2 on the Metropolis, and today we're going to be bulldozing quite a lot of the disto burbs because I'm going to build a ground level rail network, and it's going to look dramatically brilliant. Now, I hear what you're saying, because this comes up every time. You'll go, hey, Colonel, why don't you build an underground version? I'm going to go, well, I mean, I want to be able to see my trains. That's it, the end. I want to see my trains, and an underground really won't facilitate that. And you go, well, have you considered doing an elevated railway? No, because elevated railways are rubbish. There you go. That's the answer to that. Anything you may have heard to the contrary is a lie. The fundamental is elevated railways are rubbish, and therefore we will go with straightforward, Johnny Basic, ground level stations. You know why? Because at least they work. And that's all I really demand of anything. Are my mods ever so clever? Does it work? Well, no. Can it go? Well, it can flip and do one then, can't it? Yeah, and done one it has. Good. Right. Any other questions? No? Didn't think so? Let's crack on. Right, 80 metres is plenty. Has it got a station building? I'm just trying to find a station building I like the looks of. Yeah, no, that's one of those. And go with basic, and then while you're off camera, because we just want to get the function done. I just want it to work. I just want to build the thing, and then after that, I'll make the town work around it, because the town's going to have to work around it because it's not getting a choice in the matter. Right. Okay. So we've started out elevated because I had high hopes when we came at this adventure to start with that would be a thing that would work. As I think we've now demonstrated, that is a thing that is not going to work, not without me wanting to punch everything. Right, let's try the traditional as the crow flies, will it go first time? It's not going to. There is no circumstance under which this is going to work. Hold everything. Apart from this one. And you know what? Sold. Yeah. What are you going to do about that road? Well, I'm going to bulldoze it, obviously. Yeah, but everything else, great. Just don't build your houses any taller there, folks. You'll be absolutely fine. This bloke stood around here going, I don't know what happened. It was here, and it wasn't, and now it's gone. Right, now, we might need to use a little bit of underground, because we've got some hillsides to negotiate as we go around. But hey, what do you know? In the space of 2 minutes, I've got further than I did in the previous 20. And therefore, I'm right. Where is the next stop going to be? Right, well, okay, well, you don't want the stops to be too much overlaying each other, right? So there's your catchment radius here. Also, you run the risk of completely cannibalising your bus route. That's fine, I'm prepared for that to happen, but you've got to keep an eye out for it, because right now this bus route is a very happy money printer. What do I think? I think you don't go into Gallifrey main station. I'll hold everything. I think we go up here and run in an across the whatnot there, and then loop back round. Maybe we link up with the track, but it will mean that people will have to get a bus, possibly, or go on foot to get over to Gallifrey, because otherwise you're just recreating a path they can already take on a direct line. And what I have demonstrated time and time again is that when confronted with a choice, both things fail in this game. Yeah, you give people a choice. You go, you want to take the fast line? You want to take the slow line? They kind of go, oh no, it's too much choice. I'm taking neither. And you go, oh, jolly good. We're going to build one out here. This feels like a suitable distance from the other things that it might work. Okay, I'm going stations first. I love doing stations first, because then you do stations again when you've figured out that you've got all your stations in a bad place. Yeah. Now, I'm not too bothered about things like 90-degree corners and slow speeds and any of that kind of caper, because I don't care. Yeah, I want to be right next to this bus stop. You could take this triangle out here and then there's plenty of space. Yeah. This is going to be expensive because there's a lot of tower blocks in here. But if they've grown once, they'll grow again. That's the way it works. It's very much like shaving your head in that regard. If you shaved your head, it'll come back. Don't worry. And it'll come back, greyer. That's what a lifetime's worth of experience has taught me. That's going to be quite a convoluted angle to get at that one, but it's in parallel with the street there, you see, and that makes a modicum of sense. Don't worry about it. It's all right. I'm confident, and therefore you should be as well. Next stop. I like here. And it feels like Horus is being a little bit neglected, but the surface transport bus routes will take care of that. So I like right there. Okay. Now, all of these surface roads that I've just spoken of, many of them aren't going to make it, friends, because what I'm finding in looking at this is this is a city built on 86 different levels, none of which speaks to the next one in any kind of compelling fashion. There's a lovely little park area here. Let's run a train through it. Right, sit about there, son. In fact, I need you at a slightly more jaunty angle. There you go, perfect. Room for one more? I rather think there is. Now, this is single track all the way around. It only ever goes in one direction, and that, I think, is probably a mistake, but it's one that I'm aware of from the get-go, and therefore it might not be a mistake. And also, if that's your approach line, you are way off target here, Chief. Yeah, you're going to want a next block over and pointing that way. And also, that would make this your last station. Funky. Okay, cool. Right, get some bulldoze on. Yeah. Would you like bulldoze with that? Yes, I would. Just bulldoze. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, all right. This will be what we in the trade call the easy bit done. Check your angle. Oh, I like the angle. Can we squeak it into the corner there so the tendrils get out? About there. There. Okay, right, cool. Groovy, smashing and amazing. Right, now we chance our hand and see how we get on with a bit of track. Lots of polishing to do on this. Lots and lots of polishing, but can we get the function in place to start with? The construction's not possible. Okay. All right, where are you having... What have you tried to build off? No, it's built it right. Okay, well that didn't come off, did it? Let's go again and go a little bit slower. Are we going to need strict uphill here? Have a look. Yeah, but actually not that much. That's not at a massively higher elevation than we are now. You've just got this ridgy lump running through the middle. Okay, well what if you go downhill then? Because I think you can probably get underneath that street if you're lucky. And you're not lucky. No, it wants to put a level crossing underground there. That's not a good sign. That's not something that's going to fill anyone full of glee. So instead, we're just going to have to do it the classy way, which is, I mean, someone may say it's the expensive way, but I say it's the classy way to get things done, which is please vacate your premises. I've got progress coming through. Right, slip that in there. It's still a no. Okay, all right. Well, just back her on up a bit. You've got to hit the cancel button. All right, I'll cancel it. There you go. Right, so if we go around to here, what are you colliding with? That'll be a tunnel entrance trying to form and not being allowed to. Now, of course, once you're in a tunnel, like if you were doing an underground, for example, you can get away with a multitude of sins because no one's ever going to see it. Again, I reiterate, the reason for not doing an underground is because I want to see it. But I accept that in this case, I am going to need some underground track in order to avoid rapid shifts of elevation that please absolutely no one, least of all myself. And then, in addition, you do get the benefit of doing everything underground, which is you can build on top of it. Now, admittedly, it's going to shake your foundations loose a little bit, but I think you live in a big city. That's what you come to expect anyway. All right, which is the path we're following. Right, this is gone. Yeah, and then probably that, and this road here. Yeah, I'm going to put it all back. This is why you save up a multi-million dollar slush fund in the first place, is so that you can get rid of it all and put some infrastructure back in again, and everything's groovy. Right, you reckon you'll get through there? I reckon I will. Okay, let's have a look. All right, broken the surface there. Yeah, don't hate it. No, that's a tunnel that's just too long to be considered cheeky, and instead must be considered practical. Right, and then just spang it around there. Spang, is that a new verb? It's one I've not previously come across. Oh yeah, all the kids are saying it. All right. Okay, 2 stations now hooked up in, may I suggest, say, a magnificent fashion. I mean, you can say it, doesn't make it true. Right, where's the next one? I think we're up to the old Gallifrey crossover. Not the Gallifrey crossover. Oh dear, if you take that at less than 12 parsecs, you're going to be in big trouble. Parsec a measurement of distance rather than speed? Yep, but the Kessel Run was made in something parsecs, and therefore it's also speed. Oh, hello, what's going on here? There's a lot to talk about there. That's just a massive underground section, leading to a scenario where you can't see any trains until it breaks the surface to end up here and you drop to 35 miles an hour. Well, that'll keep all the underground people happy then, won't it? Yeah, they won't have a leg to stand on. If they say, oh, you should have built an underground line, I'll go, I have done. Now, bugger off. Right, let's go over here. Don't be mean about the underground people. They're just expressing a preference. Yeah, I know. They just don't like taking no for an answer. Yeah, I don't hate that. I don't hate it. Let's go. There's going to be some really horrible level crossings in there, and I will remedy those presently. By remedy, you know what I mean already. Is I'm going to bulldoze the roads that are trying to cross over. Going, I'm just trying to be helpful. Can I go? Let me help you be helpful. Yeah. There you go. Coming through. Arguably, I don't need to take out all of that. But you can argue your case as much as you like. I'm in a belligerent mood. I don't know if you'd noticed or not, but I tried to use elevated stations. It didn't work. I went out and found other elevated stations. I came back, realised that I'd been a plum in trying to use the elevated stations in the first place. Used the elevated stations again, and it crashed the game. At which point I went, fine. No, I'm not having it. No. And therefore I shall determinedly just make use of traditional stations in a somewhat city-based environment. And maybe it'll look brilliant when it's done. Well, it will do if I actually get round to decorating it all completely. Right, and then we're going to come around here, bulldoze all of that lot, and then hook up onto there. Okay. Yeah, because I'm in it now. Oh, yeah, I'm there. We're almost finished. Yep, just don't take out the bus stop and everything will be peachy. If I take out the bus stop, I don't even care that much. In fact, I'll be able to slap that back in just by, they can have this rubbish concrete bus shelter that's full of graffiti and fag ends. And that'll be all good. That's cigarette ends for those of you outside the UK, just in case you're wondering. Right. Yes. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I'm not hating that at all. What do you mean too much slope? That'll be the road. It won't. Right. Let's go again. This time you're going to choose a tasteful bit of bridge as well. Right. And away we go. No, it is too much slope. It's not, though. It's barely... Oh, okay, I suppose it is. Oh, no, I suppose it is a lot. Okay. All right, fine. We'll back up. I mean, I didn't hate that angle, but we're just going to have to make this angle go downhill. Also, you need a bridge in there. Yeah, I'll come back for it. Okay. Yeah. All right, we're on max downhill. You've got a bit of road now getting in the way. Have we, though? You had a bit of road getting in the way. I mean, here's the thing. It would be one thing to be this callous, belligerent, and devil may care about bulldozing the town, if the town's built up in a particularly attractive fashion. Now, the organic fashion in which towns in Transport Fever build up is quite nice. You definitely get something that looks proper, but what it isn't is ever brilliantly organised. It never has that much character that you go, oh yeah, oh this is totally wondrous. No, you get something that's perfectly reasonable, looks pretty good, but was clearly organised by some semblance of an intelligence that only just barely passes the descriptor. So coming back and removing it all in order to make it practical, I have absolutely no issue with that, because you're not ruining something that was that brilliant in the first place. I think that little elevated section here coming out of there is for the chop. Yeah. Right, I don't think this is going to work. I might. I don't think you're going to be in the money. Construction's not possible. Do we know why? Don't know, but you seem to have left a bit of floaty track there, so that might have something to do with it. Let's try it again. Here we go. Come on, then. No, maybe not. Okay, try again. And grab. Yeah, and go. And too much slurp. I don't want too much slurp. I want less slurp than that. I haven't got enough room to do a less slurpy approach to the next station. Well, given that the next station isn't actually attached to anything yet. I mean, it does mean you have to remove all of this track that you've built. All right, okay, that's bulldozed everything, including the station. And then what we'll do is we'll slurp the track down in an appropriate fashion, and then when we reach the other end, when I decree that we have travelled a sufficient amount of distance, I will place a station, and it will be at the right height, because I shall snap it to the track. There you go, thinking it through. And actually, given that we're going one way, this is all downhill. Oh, fun. Yeah, you don't have to worry about, oh no, what about the slope going in the opposite direction or any of that kind of behaviour? No, it's all going the right way. You can also put in a cheeky one of these. Now, that's using those pillars. And I'll be honest, I might use the same again, just for the sake of being matchy-matchy. You could go with too many pillars, as we like to call it in the trade. You could go with something svelte and streamlined looking. Or you could go with something that looks like it's made out of Meccano. Yeah, looks like something that bends in the middle when weight is going over it. No, I think when push comes to shove, you always want to go traditional, don't you? And it's been a long time since Jolly Green had an outing, so here it is now. There you go. We're even managing to include some Jolly Green in this build, which I hadn't anticipated when the day began. And yet here we are, and now we're here. Right, keep going. We're going to go through here-ish. Right, where's the next station? It's just over there. I think it might have to move, otherwise we'll be too close to it. We need to hit the ground. Okay, and as soon as we do, I'm going to place a station. No, it's not the scheme I originally wanted, but it's the scheme that I am going to deploy now, and then we'll work out what's happened when we've done what's happened. Yeah, that's a lot of skyscrapers you're about to knock through, my friend. Yeah, well, that's progress, isn't it? Just have a quick look at your map. Right. So we come out of Alpha Complex and we'll stop here. Yeah. We then stop there. Those two are a bit close together. Yes, they are. We then go out through something, come round, Gallifrey. Good stop. Right place. We need some convenient access to the main station for people getting off there. We then come in and around, and it looks like where I am now, so about here, is where we're going to put the next station. Are we leaving a massive gap in coverage? There would be nice. Well, there's where I tried to go a moment ago, but it wasn't having it. Right. Now, we've got this inward line here, which is our original plan, but you could always bend it more acutely to come in this direction, and maybe slap something in around the outside. Yeah, you've got that there at the moment. You could just skip this one that you're about to put in now and just go there, and that's a perfectly acceptable route. Is it? No, Xeris is a big old place, and we haven't got any stops there at all. Okay, in which case, work backwards a little and come in this treesy area here. And then we'll burn that, and instead we'll have another stop. We'll basically follow this curve round. We'll have another stop about there, and then we'll figure out a way of getting onto the line that we need. Right, new plan. Good. Love the new plan. Plans on the fly are the hot plans. On the fly hot plans. It's right. It's like hot pants, but for plans. Do you need to take that out? Maybe the last two chunks like that. And then we'll come in and around here. Okay. Right. For those of you wondering where this episode's going to end up, it's going to end up with me finalising the connection and then not putting a train on it. We will start by putting a train on it in the next episode, and then what I won't do is fix all of the disaster I have created in this particular bit of build-up, and instead we'll do that next time while trains are running on it, because then we'll be able to run trains over a significant period and we'll get to see if there's any profit to be made from it. I'm virtually certain there is, as long as I select the right kind of train. And ironically enough, like a tube train would probably do the job. So we're going to be looking at a 2-coach multi-unit job. This is a good place. Yes, it's a good place. Yes, you've ended up actually deploying something that's marginally sensible. Congratulations, well done. Go to the head of the class. I already was at the head of the class because I'm the only one in the class. Right, stick that in about about here, about there, in, out, shake it all about. Yeah. I don't like these generic stations, just so you know. Well, it's not that I don't like them. I just don't think they're very exciting. I may go through and replace those as well. But again, we're going form first, and then function. No, function first and form afterwards. Yes. If we were going function second, then it would look better first. And it doesn't look better, does it? No, it looks pretty bad. Right, last stop. You could probably still make here, you know. It's a 90-degree angle, but yeah, but they're too close together. I think we end up here, right on this corner. Right, and then with the judicious application of some bridges and underpasses and whatnot, we could probably get some AI build going around there, and it will have trains on both sides, and it'll go, what has gone wrong with my life that I must now be beset by trains on both sides? All right, Jeff, he's just woken up. He's taken to sleeping on the desk, you know. Yeah, and now he's going to start interfering with my mouse hand, and that's yes, I know, Jeff. You're a cat, and therefore you like mice. But no, wrong type of mouse, Jeff. I've nearly finished this video. Let me just, if you stay there, I'll finish it and then we'll be golden. Yeah. And, I mean, I put it to you, Jeffrey, that I have inadvertently become a flipping cat channel. And this is not what I set out to, no, don't give me that face. It's not what I wanted. Herself would obviously be flipping delighted and laughing, which is two things that I found both charming and it was always the sense of having lost somehow, despite it being charming. There we go. That's actually come up quite well. Right. Shame to lose this bit of bridge. I know that'd come up pretty well as well. But you're going to end up with something else, and that will be nice. All right, let's have a look and see what we've got. How are you going to make this work? You've got bridges going on there. If you'd have worked a little bit harder, you could have got under. No, you wouldn't have made that corner. Okay, all right, that's fine. It's all good. Let's just motor through to about here. Again, don't fret over the level crossings that are going on. They're not going to live out the night. And like that. Hello, have we made it? I think so. Yeah, we have. This junction's going to be horrendous because that's not at the same elevation, but all of this can be fixed. Just take it. Oh, the ugliness. Oh, well, that's a thing of special beauty, isn't it? And just rare and exotic and bulldozed. Come here, just get got, you, because we can go underneath. There's no need for that, not even slightly. What about this? Well, there is a need to keep that in place for the moment. We're going to do a rebuild it episode, and that's the next episode. There we go. We've got our loop. Right, let's put in the route, because that way we've got all of the tedium out of the way in one go, and then next time we can build something. We can see things moving and do some non-tedious, making it look nice. Maybe throw in some hints and tips about how to make ugly things look nice. I mean, you do it with yourself every morning. Ha-ha-ba-da-bum-ba! Right, new line. We start at Alpha the Complex. We go out to here, which is currently called Gaslands, which is entirely appropriate. We then head up and around the top to where we stop off at Lower Gaslands. I'd say upper, given you had to go uphill to get there, before working your way around to a place called Lower Gallifrey. And then we continue our way around the top end of the town until we end up down here in Xeros. And then one more, 6 stops. I think 6 stops is about right, you know. And then we come down into Night City. Yeah. Right, okay, so this is going to be, that's going to be Gaslands. Can you do this? I don't think that's naming the station. I think that's just naming the stop. Yeah, let's not trust that. If you change it there, it will change it in the route. This is the not now. I'm almost, look. Give me 3 minutes and I'll be there. This is the Distoburbs. Distoburbs. He doesn't want feeding. He's just woken up and therefore wants some attention. Distoburbs. Yeah. Gratuitous Circuit. That's a great name. Yeah, Jeff, get out of the flipping. What? That's it. Yeah, shut up. Sit on the floor. Right. No, I'm not interested. That's it. Scratch the carpet. Gratuitous. See, I've now lost my ability to spell. Gratuitous Circuit. There you are. Right. This is a name that I'm all about. Right. This is the Gasland Circus. Yeah. Station names are important, man. Circuit. Oh dear. Yeah. Flipping cats throw me off my game. Yep. And then you're up here to Gallifrey. Or what's this then? Oh, this will be Gallifrey Investment Centre, because I'm going to need people to invest in stuff here, right? And then we come down here, and that's fine. That's Xeris, yeah. And then you've got Night City, yeah. And then we're good. We're golden. Everything is as it should be. I've been Colonel Failure. I leave you with nothing apart from the look at a bridge. It's made out of jolly green. What more could you... Well, we're not looking at it. Oh, there we are. It's a fat bridge. Arguably too fat, given how much track is actually being supported. But hey, it's great. Look at that. Well, that's why you called it the investment centre, because it's got some tall building. Just look at the size of this monkey. Yeah, you got another one here. Oh, gracious. Yeah. We will return, and we will somehow make all of this make some kind of sense. And then we'll watch the AI make that sense look good. I've been Colonel Failure. Jeff's been here too. I'll be back eating the microphone. I'll be back next time. Thanks for watching. Cheerio.